Here they are, Speak Georgia co-founder Janelle King, along with the chair of the California Republican Party, Jessica Milan Patterson. Great to see you both. Janelle, perhaps would you like, Sonny Hostin doesn't understand you, a black Republican. Would you like to explain?
Absolutely. You know, the question was, I can't believe that there are black Republicans, or that there's some sort of oxymoron around being a black Republican. Well, what I'm trying to figure out is why are there still Democrats, when in order to become a Democrat or be a Democrat today, you have to pretend that inflation isn't out of control. You're canceled if you call men men and women women. They want you to co-parent with the government. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. But here's the issue I have when it comes to black Democrats, is that black Democrats try to paint this narrative that somehow the Republican Party is made up of this whites-only community that handpicks the black people who could be a part of it, and then they run with it. When in fact, what really happens is that the Republican Party is an organization that's built on the very principles that allow us as Black Americans to outlive and surpass the racist era that we've come from, and be able to operate as equals and as human beings in this world. And that
I love that she said that. Oh my gracious. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Please don't say that around anybody who look like you. I'm talking to the sister right there. I'm talking to the black lady with the pink. What's that, pink or purple? I think it's pink. Is it pink? Is it fuchsia? I don't know what it is. But y'all know I'm talking about. The only one that's talking. That's what I'm talking about. Sheesh. And if you say that to someone that you are now in a position where you can run at your own pace without any barriers, now I'm equal. Now I'm going to operate as if I'm equal. Nah, you can't say that around people that look like you when you're black, man. You'd be like, man, are you serious? So you mean to tell me that you don't see that you are under their thumb right now? That they control everything right now? That don't nobody control nothing over me. Not one black person and not one white person. Not one liberal and not one conservative. What I do is what I do. What I have, my wife and I worked for. What I don't have, I haven't worked hard enough for it. Simple and plain. That's just me, though. I can't speak on anybody else. Everybody else got their own situations. But when it comes to me, I'm one of them type of people, and I'm not no Republican. I'm not no Democrat, man. I know what I'm registered as, but that's nobody's business. I'm just saying. Come on, bruh. Like, you shouldn't be looked at sideways because you consider yourself equal to everyone else. Like, I'm good. Let's go. We running, we fighting, what we doing? I'm on your level. Let's do it. Come on, man. That's crazy.
And be able to operate as equals and as human beings in this world. And that is why we are drawn to the Republican Party. We want freedom, we want liberty, and we want to be able to live in the way that we can live in the same way that we see everyone else. And whenever you want to stand on your own 2 feet, that's scary to the Democratic Party, because now they lose control.
And Jessica, I mean, when you know, as a Latina Republican, like isn't it incredibly offensive, this attitude that basically that every Latino in the back just belongs to the Democrats?
Well, and I think that Democrats have taken us for granted for a very long time. And if you want to know the reasons why people are looking to the Republican Party, you need to look no further than California. When we talk about issues that are important to my community, whether it's education or crime or a 40-year high inflation, Democrats have failed on every single one of those issues. And if they continue down this road, we just saw a poll in Gallup just a few weeks ago, and it showed both with blacks and with Latinos, President Biden is down by about 20 points. They're on a bad track, and this is the way in 2022 Republicans are going to take back the House and probably the Senate too.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Wow. I didn't know that the numbers were looking like that. I didn't know that many minorities was on the side of was Republican. I didn't know that. Sheesh. I guess newer immigrant who has been able to directly affect their situation with fair trade would probably remember what worked for them and what doesn't. And they love believing that they have the freedom to get out there and do whatever they got to do in order to provide for their families. And if they are able to come over here from whatever country they're from and create a life for them and their families, businesses for them and their families, opportunities for them and their families, I guess I would lean toward the side that encourages that. What side encourages that most? I mean, is that subjective, or is it black and white? The side that encourages that most? I don't know. I don't know. Of course, I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out, but yeah, okay, all good points. All right.
And Jessica, a huge part of that is in California. It's a huge part of the state, as we know,
Wow.
the Latino community, and just all these issues. You add to that the school closures, the attack on small business, the wokeism. I mean, actually, it's going to be a really big part in the kind of revival of the state that we all want to see to sensible policies, because Latinos are in the forefront of resisting this madness from the left.
Absolutely. When you look at our education stats, less than 50% of our children are reading at grade level. When we talk about math, it's lower than 34%, and science, less than 29%. This is a failure on the Democrats who have been in charge of our state for a very long time.
Oh, because I was about to ask, how's that the Democrat fault? I was about to ask that. She answered it, but I really want to know how. Okay, if they're in charge of California and they're not able to put measures in place that could provide the best schooling to the children, then the ones in charge who can make those things happen will get the blame.
Failure on the Democrats who have been in charge of our state for a very long time. Homicides are up 31%. Smash and grabs took the place of regular Christmas shopping this past year.
Wow.
And we're watching, everything is so unaffordable. Gas prices are through the roof, more so here in California than any other place in the nation. We're paying $1.50 more per gallon every single day. We're talking to everybody in every single community about how California Democrats have failed and what our solutions are.
And Janelle, just finally to you, there's something really so kind of laughable here, because you see the left sort of and the black Democrats make the point about the importance of representation. I agree with that. You want to see people represented everywhere except the Republican Party, it seems. That's the one place black people mustn't be represented.
Oh, yeah, I was getting ready to say that. You know, it's that Democrats want inclusion and equity except for in the Republican Party. But I think it's important to understand that
no, hold on. I need to touch on that. They wouldn't mind if they had that representation in the Republican Party, as long as the Republican Party adopted some of their idealisms or some of their ideals or some of their ways of living. If they start to be more socialist, yes. I mean, seriously, because you got to understand welfare. You got to be willing to give them, like, you got to understand welfare more. You got to understand, adoptions more. You got to understand, not adoptions, abortions more. You got to understand so many different things that's not your values, and because you look like them, you got to be the one to say, I know that's what we believe in, but for you, you know what I mean, since you know what I mean, I got you. Nah, it can't be. You can't have it both ways. It has to be some order. Someone has to be the adult.
a Republican who happens to be black, because of the people who made the same decisions that I made. I mean, I'm a Republican because of conservatism that pushes policy that gives me the best shot to upward mobility, not because I'm being a part of something that they are trying to push as a narrative as far as the people go. It doesn't matter who's a part of the Republican Party. Everyone can be welcome to the Republican Party if you believe in our principles and our foundation, our values. But they want to put the focus on individuals and on narratives and not on our principles. And that's where we have to continue to push the conversation back to. We must talk about how our policies are much better than any Democrat policy that they put in front of us. that is where we win.
Exactly as Jessica was saying. And actually, frankly, that's showing in California. When you talk about those practical things, that's what works. Janelle, Jessica, great to see you both. Thanks a lot.
Hey,
Yeah, that would be so much easier to do if the conversation didn't move quickly to racism and to things that will go, that it would take the conversation back thousands of years at that point. Like, whoa, I thought we was discussing like now how to move forward. Like, we're all here now, we're all healthy now, we're all smart now, we all got opportunities now, we're all doing this now. Like, don't want to forget that. We're gonna make sure we take care of that. We discussing that right now. We know. But now that we're here, what are we gonna do? You got your demands, you got things you want. What we gonna do to go get it? Come on, man. We cannot harp over that again. We just now touched on that. Listen, I love you the same way you love me and love everybody that look like me. But at the end of the day, what are we gonna do to move forward so that everybody can get what they need? Not what they want, but what they need. Because need is what's going to get us to where we need to be or where we want to be. Need will get us to where we want to be. You can't do it backwards. You can't want into a need. You have to need into a want. All right? But I want to hear what you all have to say about this in the comments below. And if you have yet to hit that subscribe button or the thanks button, please make sure you do so on your way out the door. And thank you to everyone who has hit that button. I really appreciate it. I'm Van, and now we are all the LFR family. I look forward to seeing you on the next video and hopefully inside of the Patreon as well. Y'all have been amazing, man. Love y'all.